Well, folks, the Don. We've got him again today in the news for a couple of reasons. I don't want to get this wrong, so I'll put the bins on just to make sure that I get it right here. Looking at the fires in, is it in LA? I mean, it's shocking at the moment. It really, really is. It's real bad. But I see the Dons come out, and obviously when anything happens in America that's shocking, the Don loves to comment, and 9 times out of 10, no, let me be honest here, 11 times out of 10, loves to apportion blame. And he's tweeted something I think he's tweeted, it's one of these social medias, I don't do that myself, as you know. He's put something out there. I mean, he's decided the fault of these fires in LA is down to the Biden administration. He tweeted something like, what did he write? Just let me have a look for it. He's blamed Biden and new scum. That's how he's wrote it. I think the governor there in LA is Newsom. He's titled him New Scum. And he said it's down to themselves, it's their failings for the awful tragedy that's engulfing LA at this moment in time. Roll on the 20th of January. That's to the fact that Trump is in office from the 20th of January onwards. So what he's saying is the country needs a change and it needs him in there. And I thought, well, that's all well and good, that's fine, that's no problem. I can't say I believe these fires are the fault of Joe Biden or even the governor of LA, of California, whatever it may be. We're hearing stories about some hydrants not having no water and whatever else. There's a water shortage and there's problems there. We're hearing stories of some of the budget for fire has been moved to education and schools. So there may be failings, things may have gone wrong. But all I will say is this. These things have happened on Joe Biden's watch. It's the same when anybody picks up a gun and runs amok through a school and kills loads of other kiddies. Or when somebody rams a car into casual sort of concert watchers or just tourists in Nashville. Trump will come out and he'll blame Biden. And I think, well, that's fine, that's okay. But when further tragedies happen in Trump's tenure, because they will, in the 4 years that he's in there, things will go amiss. Let's say there's a fire, the same sort of this in Las Vegas. Will he blame himself? Will he say, well, that's the governor's fault and my fault? I played a part in this, like he said about Biden. And I know the answer to that already. No, he won't. When anything goes wrong anywhere in the world that Trump has an opinion on, he'll tell you who's at fault, and somebody always is in his mind. And it's black and white, bump. It's them at fault. He never, ever, ever, as far as I've ever heard, takes the blame for anything whatsoever. Had he have been in power now and not Biden, and this have happened in LA, which obviously it's happened in LA, you wouldn't get him saying, look, I'm really sorry, this is New Scum's fault, along with myself. I've took my eye off the ball, I've done wrong here. He wouldn't do that. He really is the Teflon Don. He does absolutely nothing wrong. Anybody that isn't in his party or that shares his beliefs 100% and kowtows towards him, they're all in the wrong. He's always in the right. Everybody else, unless you support him, is in the wrong. And I don't get that way of running a country at all. I really don't. For all I said yesterday, you do need somebody strong to look at the threat of your Russia and your China. That's the good side to him. But the fact that he blames everybody and never takes the blame for anything himself amazes me. We've also heard today, let me just put the bins on for this. I wrote it down because I don't want to get it wrong. An aide of Trump's, what is it? Bear with me a sec. He's got an aide, an incoming terror chief. He's got an incoming terror chief to his party when he takes over. And this terror chief has said it's essential that the UK take back ISIS Brits from Syrian prison camps. Like that Begum or whatever her name is. We should take them all back. If we've got sort of terror suspects, not suspects, they've been proved to be, guilty. If they're in prisons there, we should take them back into this country. He says, the reason he says for this is, in the international fight against terror groups, it's essential that we do this. And I thought to myself, so we've got somebody that, I don't know whether she was born or not, let's just look at Begum herself, but she was brought up over here for 16, 17, 18 years. She got radicalised, I think, by ISIS and went over there. And she fought their corner and believed in them wholeheartedly. When it all went awry and she didn't like the way things were looking over there, she now wants to come back. She's changed the tune. We're saying we don't want her back for all she's done against this country. And I think that's probably spot on. But you've got Trump's guy there saying we should take them back. Now this is a guy that works for a fellow that says, the first thing he wanted to do when he got his first 4 years in power was he wanted to build the wall. We're going to build the wall. We're going to build the wall. We're going to keep all the Mexicans out. We're going to keep the illegals out. We don't know what we're letting into this country. We don't want anybody over here. So he doesn't want anybody into America that he knows nothing about. They could be the nicest people in the world. They could be poverty-stricken. They might need a better life. America can present that. They just might need a change. They might need anything. They might need a helping hand. Many of them will be decent people. There'll only be a small minority that are bad. Many of them will be decent. Trump doesn't want any of them, and he wants to build walls. What he wants us to do with people that were born over here or lived over here and then went over there and waged a war of terror on our country and our people, he wants us to take them back into our country, and we know the bad people who have let us down once already. He wants us to bring them back. He won't take anybody from outside America. They can have the greatest character in the world and be the nicest people and been well raised. He just doesn't want them. He doesn't want them because he doesn't know who he's going to be getting into his country. We know who we're going to be getting into our country if we're bringing prisoners back from Syrian prison camps. So why would we want them, and why would he think it'd be right that we take them on board? I don't get this. I just don't get it at all. I think Donald and some of his followers just like to hear the sounds of their own voice, and I think they just like to tell other countries throughout the world how we should run our countries, like his good pal Elon has done over the last week or two. I find it hard to get that. So we can take political prisoners back, people that have basically shit on our country, and bring them back here to give them a chance to do it again from inside the country. And we're carrying on taking illegals as well, or countries over the borders. Donald will take nobody and wants to build walls. And he's telling us what to do. Not so sure I get it, folks. I'm not so sure I get it at all. Anyway, I'll leave those couple of thoughts with you. That's the latest on the Don today. Roll on the 20th, he says. God only knows what's going on from the 20th onwards. The world within 6 months will look a totally different place, I would imagine.